All right, I'm on hole number 14 of the 2020 Community Cup. I'm in the opening round of the Rookie Division, and this is a pop quiz. This is a pop quiz that the instructor popped out because when we think about holes that we're picking up, so if we're looking at minus 14, and I'm looking at minus 14 as the minimum because you have to pick up 2 and you have to pick up 8, not in Greenwich Point, but just like the holes. You got to pick up 2 and 8. Here, we'll go back to the thing. You got to pick up 2 and 8. So when we're looking at our scores, we need to pick up hole number 2 and we need to pick up hole number 8. That's a given. And so if we pick up those two, that puts us at minus 14, and we really want to be at minus 17 plus, but minus 17 is like, that if you shoot a 34, you can be beat. There's people out there shooting 36s and 38s, and you can get beat. But in most brackets, a 34 is tight. If you get beat and you shot a 34, you got beat. It's a bummer. And that's definitely a slap in the face, but whoever beat you, you should congratulate them because that's monstrous if you shoot a 24. So if you're trying to pick up 3 to get that 17, you got to pick up 3 more shots. And you have to pick up 2 and 8, so you got to take them out of the mix. And so 3 more shots. My number 1 hole that I'm focused on that I want to do to pick up one of those shots is 5. My number 2 hole that I want to pick up one is hole number 9. That's why not picking up 9 on the front side ticks me off because I was right there. I had it. Those are the first 2. And then the other one is just going to have to come where it comes, either getting an Albie on one of the other par 5s. And I'm really working. I've really started making good stuff, good headwind on hole number 3 and hole number 7, or not 7, but 6. So it'd be 1, 2. This would be like the 3rd hole, and this would be like the 4th hole. And so like really the par 3s, hole number 1 in my after playing these is definitely in the loop. If we're trying to pick up 3 extra shots, this is a hole right here that you really like. This is a hole you want to you can't count on it, but you really want to give yourself the look. And because this hole can be beat. It's not the easiest. You got to work at it, but it can be beat. Greenwich Point, hole number 4. Okay, I know what it looks like now. What I'm going to do, using an extra mile. Using my number 1 bag. So I'm trying to get into my Hornet range. My goal here is to get in my Hornet range. But if I'm not in my Hornet range, I may need, because of the distance back you are and how much speed it's got coming into the hole, you're probably going to need backspin. And in the past, I've played every club backspin, but I found that the Hornet works really good if you get in the right spot. And I'm not moving off of that Nirvana and Spitfire because if I end up in the brown stuff, it's going to be way back. And I want as much distance as I can get because what are the Nirvana and Spitfire? What are these 2 clubs? They are long irons. And so if you can get up there with a long iron, you can get up there with the rough iron and the sand wedge. The big risk here is that if you end up in the rough on the right-hand side. So I'm going to take a Kingmaker. I could bring a bigger ball so I didn't have to do any overpower, and I thought about it. Problem is I haven't practiced that, so I don't know how much topspin to put on. And so this might be the spot to do it. And I don't have any 5 power balls. Well, I do have a few 5 power balls in my odd account, but I need those 5 power balls for hole number 8 and 9. I think I have 4, and I've been hoarding them all week long because I might only have 3, so I don't have enough to then turn around and practice on this hole. So this might be the thing I like about the Kingmaker is it's got 3 wind, and I'm not sure that I have, and it's got 3 side spin on the drive, and side spin helps. So I mean, this would definitely be like a Rose Ball or a Berserker or something in that nature. That's 3 wind. Could I get this done with a 1? If I didn't have to do a lot of overpower, I probably could get it done with a 1. How many of those I got? That's a season 18 ball. I'm going to try a season 18 ball. So I'm practicing. I've been doing a max overpower shot with a Kingmaker, but I might not have to use max overpower with season 18, and then I could use all my top spin because I've been short shooting it as far as top spin. Instead of using all the top spin in the Extra Mile 9, I'm only using 7, which I think is maybe one more than you can get in an Extra Mile 8 right there, right about what an Extra Mile 8 can do. So I've been using right about what an Extra Mile 8 could do because that puts me on my minimum short iron. But I really would like to come at this hole without having to do any overpower because then what it does is it standardizes it a little bit more. So I'm going to try that season 18 ball. Extra Mile Guardian, Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper hits 1.8 per ring at max. And I think I have some mid. Do I have mid numbers here? I do. So it hits 1.8, 2.7, 3.1 is the way I'm going to play it. But I'm really trying to get my Hornet. My Hornet plays 1.1, 1.9, 2.2. And I'm trying to get into the 2.2 range. And I got my ball picked. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. I am practicing until I fire up my auto or my 77 account in the weekend round, and I am practicing holes and trying to dial them in to the very last second. Now, I know my teammate Kyle is bringing a Berserker out here, and he's doing max overpower with the Berserker, and he is ending up way in the heck up here in his mid rapier range. And the thing I like about a rapier, there's two groups of people in the world. There's those that like rapiers, and there's those that like Endbringers. I'm a rapier guy. I have nothing personally against the Endbringer, and I think the Endbringer when it gets maxed out, I will use an Endbringer. I'll become an Endbringer fan, but until it gets maxed out, I think the Rapier is a better overall club. And the Endbringer has, I think the Endbringer has a little better ball guide, but I find that the mass majority of shots that I use with my wedge, I'm running out that top spin to bring the ball closer to me, so wind is less of a factor, and you can't do that with the Endbringer until it gets way up to the top. So it looks like I may still have to use some power, but not all of the power like I've been using. I've been way out here, but I only got 2 side spin now, so I'm going to bray right here, and I'm going to do just a little bit of overpower. Let's see if this makes a difference. I'm going to take the wind out. I do not want that wind to be a factor. 3.2. Take the wind out. There's max overpower. I'm going to come off of that a little. And one ring great to the right, or excuse me, to the left. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm in the rough. I'm in the rough. I'll go back and look at how that's set up, and where it would have bled out up here, I would have probably been in my rapier range. Now, I am not happy that I ended up in the rough, but I will tell you right now that I have 100% confidence in my Nirvana. And if I hit it perfect, I have a serious shot of this going in the cup. I am not afraid of the wind adjustments for the Nirvana or the Spitfire. And I do my wind adjustments a little different with my rough iron and sand wedge. I've shot several videos where I've went out there, and I'm not saying that my way is the right way, but with sand wedges, they're the most accurate clubs in the bag when you've got short stuff because of the distance that you can hit a rough iron. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, there's max. So there's mid. We're in that damn near in the 4 miles per hour per ring area. It's going to take max backspin. Let me get right down on it. Okay, so I'm going to come off the cup just a titch. Right there. I just need to hit this perfect. Did I catch it? Okay, let's see if I made my wind adjustment right. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Be afraid of that rough iron. In the hole. In the hole. That is not the way I wanted to come out, but I will take that result. And as much as that Power 5-Ball probably would help me, I'd still have to put overpower on there to get up to where I want. I think I'm just going to stick with the Kingmaker because I know consistently where that puts me. And with the Kingmaker, I've got 3 side spins, so I have a little bit more leeway on that shot. I wouldn't have had to set it up. I set it up a little bit farther to the left because I only had 1 side spin, and then I hit it to the left, and I ended up bleeding out into the rough. Whereas if I had a Kingmaker, I would have set it up 2.5 rings off the transitional surface with max curl and max in as much side spin as I can get on, and then I would have, it still would, no matter what, it would have been in the fairway, left or right. It would have been in my minimum towards mid short iron. But you can get it done with the rough irons. All right, that was hole number, what hole was that? That was hole number 14 of the 2020 Community Cup in the opening round of the Ricky Division. Thanks for watching.